In this video, we're going to talk about getting your HubSpot tool set up by adding subdomains, what that means, and what you should think about along the way. Are you ready to get those HubSpot tools set up? Then hey, you know what time it is.
Are you a HubSpot user looking for fun and interactive education that helps you be better at HubSpot? Then welcome to Sprocket Talk.
That's right, it's your boy George B. Thomas from SprocketTalk.com bringing you yet another HubSpot educational video brought to you by the amazing team over at Impulse Creative. If you're a sales, marketing, or service professional looking to learn more about HubSpot and those inbound strategies to help your business grow, then guess what? You're in the right spot. Hey, make sure you subscribe to keep learning more and use the comment section below to ask all the HubSpot and inbound questions that you may have. Now, let's get into the good stuff. Connecting your subdomains to HubSpot so that your HubSpot content can be accessed on the web is a vital part of setting up your HubSpot account. After connecting your subdomains, you can publish HubSpot landing pages, blog posts, and even web versions of your emails. A couple things to keep in mind along the way: ensure that you have access to your CNAME records in your DNS provider. If you don't have the needed access, you can add your development or IT team as a HubSpot user, or you can take a screenshot of the information that you need to pass along to them to be added. I'll show you how to send that to them later in the video. You should also pay attention to your existing subdomains. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me explain. If you happen to be keeping part of your website outside of HubSpot, do not connect the subdomain to HubSpot. For example, if your main website is hosted on WordPress at info.yourwebsite.com, you should not connect your info subdomain to HubSpot. Doing so will take down, well, all of your external content on that subdomain. And nobody, I mean nobody, wants that. No, really, you don't want that. Like, content going down domains, it's a bad thing. Well, no worries. In this video, we're going to walk you through how to set up all of this in HubSpot. But before we do, we need to talk about the nerdy side of this, your DNS. Your DNS is what handles the routing of your site and where it is to where it is hosted. In this case, it's the subdomains and where your HubSpot tools are hosted. For this step of your process, you'll need to log into your DNS provider to access your DNS records. If you don't have access or you're unsure how to do this, reach out to your IT team or contact your DNS provider directly. For more detailed instructions on editing your DNS records for the most common DNS providers, check out the DNS setup guide linked below. And if your DNS is GoDaddy, you're in luck, as the process is super simple. You click the Update My CNAME button and GoDaddy automatically does the rest. However, if you're not using GoDaddy, you'll have to manually set up your subdomain. With that said, let's look at how to get the information you need for your DNS, as well as the step-by-step process you'll follow to get the tool set up in HubSpot. So adding subdomains for your HubSpot tools is vitally important to your success. A couple of things: you have tools like the blog tool, the landing page tool, the email tool. So let's go ahead and get those subdomains set up inside your portal. So you're going to go to settings here, and once you're in the settings screen, you're going to be able to come over to the domains and URLs. Once you're in domains and URLs, you're going to be able to see this orange button that says connect a domain, and you're going to go ahead and connect it. Now you're going to, in this case, say primary domain, and you're going to hit connect. Once you do that, you're going to select the tools that you're going to use. Now let's talk about the landing page tool. Is obviously where you're doing lead conversion. Blog is where you're creating those educational content articles that are going to get you found online. And the email is the web version. So you've seen the emails where you can't view this in your email client provider, view the web version. That's what this email subdomain is going to be. So we'll select all three of these and we'll simply say next. Now in here, you'll put in your actual domain and then you hit next. Now what you'll do is you'll select what you want those subdomains to be. So for the blog, you probably want it to be blog. For the email, you probably simply want it to be email. And for landing pages, you want something that's overarching, that you can fit those ebooks, guides, checklists, surveys, different things that you're going to do for conversions under it. So it might be resources dot, education dot, or info dot. And in this case, we'll do info dot, and then you're going to go ahead and click next. Now, to be honest, for this next part, it would be great if you are logged into your DNS provider. If you're the person that's in charge of this, that should be easy. In another tab, you can be connected to your DNS and you'll simply walk through these steps. If you aren't the person who is going to do this on the DNS side, you'll still want to walk through these steps, because then you'll easily be able to screenshot the information and get over to the developer. Or a better case would even be giving them a HubSpot login and directions on how to get to this so they could do this. But either way, if you're adding it or your developer's adding it, you can do a screenshot, you can add them as a user, or you can walk through the process. But you're simply going to go, I am ready. You're logged into the DNS provider. You're going to go to the DNS settings, and then you're going to add these DNS records to that DNS area. Once you have it copied and over, then you'll continue on and verify your DNS changes. And after that, you'll have to, of course, wait for it to propagate, but you should see that you have your subdomains for your HubSpot tools set up. Pro tip, DNS changes can take some time to process. In most cases, DNS changes will propagate within a few minutes, though it can take longer depending on your DNS provider. Sometimes you may want to allow several hours. If it's been more than a couple hours and you're still seeing an error, ensure that you've set up your DNS correctly and then contact HubSpot support if needed. But remember, give it the time it needs. If everything goes the way it should, you'll see green lights next to your subdomains letting you know that you are good to go. The next steps you should take after that is making sure you get your SSL in place. Now, because you've made the smart decision to use HubSpot, SSL for your subdomains should happen automatically. Once your domain provisioning is complete, SSL will enable automatically. Now, this usually takes a few minutes, but can take up to 4 hours. If the SSL seems not to work automatically, you may again want to reach out to HubSpot support, but make sure you're patient and give it the amount of time needed. Hey Sprocketeer, did you like this video? Then make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell as well for instant notifications, and so we know that you're part of the Sprocket Talk community. Make sure you head over to SprocketTalk.com for more actionable and tactical HubSpot user resources. It's been my absolute pleasure, but until next time when we meet in the next video, make sure you're focused on being a happy, helpful, humble human. And as always, make sure you're doing some happy HubSpotting.